Everyone. Here we are in a hotel in Karachi. We arrived the day before yesterday with the bus from Lahore. No, not from Lahore. From the southern Iranian-Pakistan border. And at the border, we met a guy from Poland, and he was like wanted to cycle with a escort, but it's like a real hassle to cycle with an escort because basically they determine where you're allowed to sleep and where not, and yeah, you have like this police babysitter with you, and it's kind of annoying. So that's why we decided not to take the bicycle, but to just basically go by bus, and it was pretty easy. We were with another couple who were also cycling, and they just we basically just folded the bikes into the bottom of the bus, and then took a 10-hour bus drive to Karachi, which is like 12th biggest city in the world. Here's Mila.
Here, did you show all the fruit that we got?
Yeah, we got a lot of nice fruit, mangoes, bananas.
Papayas,
Bananas cost like 30 cents a kilo, or nothing.
This was 50 cent.
Pomegranate, 50 cent.
cents?
Yeah.
This here was €1 for 2 big papayas.
Yeah.
And this was also 60 cent, I think.
60 cents.
So hungry, I'm so hungry. I didn't have breakfast until now.
Yeah, so Iran was didn't film that much because of different situations that I'm going to talk about right now. So basically, we entered Iran, and when we entered there was a guy who told us that we should not sleep by any locals, and also in the Cycling East WhatsApp group, it said it's forbidden in Iran for locals to host people who are foreigners, basically, because they've got such crazy foreign policy things. So in Iran, it's basically like this. It's detached from the international banking system. So you can't use a credit card, like a Visa. You can't use your credit cards. You basically have to take all the money that you're going to spend out of a bank in Turkey or wherever you're entering, and then you can like exchange that into Rial or Toman, and the exchange rate is like 50,000 or 500,000 Rials for €1. So you have like this big, huge amount of money. So it's like, yeah. So, and yeah, everyone told us to be like careful, that there's possibilities of situations that can go bad. Like if you're looking to the Foreign Office in Germany, then there's like this story from these two guys who had a drone, who were flying the drone in Iran over like a military base, and they got put into prison in Iran.
But that's a
like,
stupid thing to do in every country.
Yeah, that's a stupid thing to do in Germany as well. So yeah, I don't know. You just have to be careful. So then we got our visa in Turkey, then we went to Tehran, got our extensions, got our visa for Pakistan and India in Tehran, and yeah, and then we cycled on, and then we had to extend our visa again. We were in home, exactly, and then we needed to extend our visa because we were longer there for 40 days. I think you get a 40-day visa in the beginning. So, and then we of course did stay at other people's houses, because everyone in Iran is very hospitable and wants you to sleep at their place. Like, and everyone is trying to give you food. Everyone is very curious, and people are very kind. Like the people of Iran are like extremely friendly, and will rip out an arm to help you and to be your friend. Like basically it's like that. So then we were there in this for an office, and then it said, okay, then you need to go. It'll take 8 days to extend this visa, and then we're like, okay, we don't want to stay in home for 8 days. We want to keep on cycling. It was like in the middle of the desert, and we're like, okay, let's just can we somehow speed this process up? And then there was like, okay, now it's not possible, except if you go to this office and then they kind of check you, and then you can get it tomorrow. And then we went there, and basically we were then interviewed by 3 people, and for 3 hours. It was like a police interrogation, pretty much. They asked like a lot of questions, and then they asked if we, like they asked the name of my mother, the job of my mother, the name of my father, the job of my father, how we met, like so many different questions. We also said that we were married, which wasn't true, but and then they asked if we stayed at other people's place, and then we said no. And then I also said, yeah, because because it's illegal. And then they said, no, it's not illegal. And then they wanted to check our phones. And then we were like, okay. And then our phones, we first had to go into this room without our phones. And so we had to lock them away somewhere in the safe. And then some other person got the phones from the safe, and then they basically checked our phones and saw photos of us at other people's house, and then said, look, where is this? And then we first tried to talk our way out of it, and then basically we said, yeah, we're at other people's house. And then they said, oh, you lied to us. Oh, you can get into big trouble if you lie to us in Iran. But it's actually not a bad thing if you stay at other people's house. And actually, we want tourists to come to Iran, and then they have this crazy they want tourists to come to Iran, but then they have these crazy policies where they interview you for 3 hours, which is like not a very welcoming thing to have if you're a country who wants to have a lot of tourists. You know, you're trying to make it as easy as possible for people to come to the country and also to stay. And then, we had this really bad feeling, and then they kept on pushing us and asking crazy questions, and like, actually none of their fucking business, you know, like, I don't know, like, all these personal, really questions. And it was like, Mila's eating Pakistani bread.
No,
yeah, and we had
like pancakes, huge, delicious pancakes.
And then we had like this very bad feeling afterwards, and then I asked them, "What are we going to get our visa extension? Yes or no?" And then they were like, yes, but only for 20 days. And then we're like, okay, and you have to leave the country. But if you don't manage to leave the country within these 20 days, then you can extend it. So they were on one hand saying, well, you have to leave the country and, you know, just leave the country. Your luck is up, basically. It was like that kind of message. And then on the other hand, it was like, yeah, but if not, then you can still extend. So it was like, I don't know, it was like a really weird feeling. Then we had to go back to the other office. And then we were like, and the other day, because it was closed, and then we went back to the other office, and then there was no problems there. Then our visa expired again in 20 days. Like my meniscus ripped, and we needed to like chill out in Bandar Abbas, because like it was the first time we took a car for 170 kilometers this whole tour, because like we needed to get the extension, but I couldn't like move my leg without pain. And so we were like, okay, fuck, we have to take and I had these thoughts, okay, fuck, we have to stop the tour, like shit. Then basically we went to the visa extension office in Bandar Abbas, and they said, how long you want to extend your visa for? 1 or 2 months? And then we were like 1 month, and then they were, okay, here, bam, and they did it in like 20 minutes, no problem. So I think it depends on which office you are going to. You will have like maybe difficult questions, and you'll get into interviews with people who will maybe ask you difficult questions, which is not very nice.
But we heard Rome is one of the most conservative cities, so maybe it was not the smartest idea to go there.
Yeah, but we still did it. I don't know, and it was possible. So we also heard that.
I mean, in the end, it worked out, but it just wasn't a very nice feeling.
Yeah.
It was just we were feeling very insecure afterwards,
Yeah.
very like
Yeah.
I don't know.
But that only lasted like one day, and then actually we were it was good again. And then the people of Iran are very nice. So all in all, this maybe sounds like a story where I shit on Iran. No, I don't shit on Iran. I think the people of Iran are very nice and welcoming and generous, and they're very curious, and they love foreigners, and they want people to come to Iran. And even if your country doesn't advise you to go to Iran, I'm telling you from first-hand experience that it's a very nice country. If you're a woman, you have to wear a headscarf. Mila in the beginning always wore a headscarf. Then she only wore a helmet while she was on the bicycle. That was fine. No one said anything. And then when she went, when she got off the bike, she just put on my hat. I had to have this big hat. You can hide your hair under it. And yeah, that was fine. No one ever said anything. And yeah, and you have to wear, as a man, you have to wear long trousers, or you don't have to, but it's like people will look at your legs if you don't wear long trousers, you know.
I think you should wear long trousers.
Yeah, you should. Yeah, you should. Like when I was cycling, I didn't wear long trousers, and I definitely noticed people looking at my legs and asking if I was cold, even though it was like really hot for me. I don't know. But I also have like different temperature feeling. I don't know. I had the feeling that they had much more clothes on than I did. But on the other hand, people in Iran don't really ride their bicycles as much as people in Germany. So like.
But even the people doing sports at the beach, most of them were still wearing long pants. So
yes, but in Tehran, I did see some people who were cycling, who were from Iran, who only had shorts on.
But I think Tehran is one of the most open cities, or where like people take more freedoms than in other cities.
Yeah.
Like it's just the capital. I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah, in Tehran you also.
In Berlin, people dress differently than.
Yes, of course. Yeah, it's very open. Like in Tehran, you also see women without a headscarf on. Rarely, but you do see it. And yeah. So yeah, all in all, Iran was actually really nice. You do notice a lot of restrictions, like you have to wear a headscarf, and like we also always said that we got also many times if we were married, we always said yes, and so you kind of notice that feeling of in the country. You kind of notice that, and also different conversations with different people. Also, people complaining about the situation in their country, and yeah, so you also notice like people. There's a big gap between what the rest of the world thinks of Iran and what the people of Iran do think, believe, live. Although I do think that a lot of people do live the culture, the old culture, and they like it. You know, I also think that there are also people who like to live the culture, which is also fine. Yeah. Mila's opening up
It's like
our second papaya in.
Yeah, we had one on the bus ride.
Yeah.
And they have barely no
seeds.
That's actually nice.
Yeah, that's the recap from Iran. Alrighty.